You're listening to Key West Beer Tales, the sum of all beers, brought to you by the Cork and Stogie, 1218 Duval Street, Key West, Florida. The facts and opinions of the show and its staff are prone to exaggeration, error, and conjecture, and are often given under the influence, always given under the influence of drinking beer. After all, this is a beer show. It's about beer, and we are busily drinking it while discussing its merits, so what did you expect? Slurring, laughing loudly, name-calling, and belching are par for the course, so it's best if you imbibe with us in a responsible manner, just to get into the spirit. We always welcome your comments, whether we actually pay attention to them or not. Thanks for listening.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Key West Beer Tales from Key West, Florida.
The sum of all beers.
My name is Key West Chris, and I'm your host.
I'm Danny Hoy.
Cowboy Mark.
Diamond Dave.
Dave Sr.
And we have a gret show today. Just as a surprise, some people came down from Miami from MIA Brewing. Dave Sr. and I hung around, and we had beers with them for about an hour and a half. It was an interesting story. Actually, Dave called me. I was 25 miles away out on Cudjoe Bay, and he goes, "Can you come by?" I said, "No, I can't make it.
I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat in the middle of Cudjoe Bay. We're just watching the sunset." And at any rate, Danny and I drove home after that, and we got home. We had to walk the dogs, and she goes, well, yeah, let's walk the dogs. I said, let's just go over to the Cork and say hello, see how everybody's doing. I wasn't, at this point, it's like an hour, it's like 2 hours after the fact. And I'm thinking, I wasn't even thinking. Those guys left. And when I came in, they were here.
They were still here. Thank goodness.
Drunks.
They're good beer drinkers.
We were still drinking.
Yeah, they're still drinking, and
there were bottles everywhere.
It was just like a jaw dropper. It was like, what? They're still here? It was the last thing I was expecting.
There were growlers all over the counter.
Yeah. Well, it was a great experience.
I'm bummed I had to work last night.
Well,
It's funny, actually. I ran into Chris today with my...
That'd be Chris Schultz?
No, you.
No,
oh,
you,
me?
Chris.
Oh, yes, earlier today, yeah.
Duh.
I ran into you earlier today, and I was like,
shoot.
Leave it out.
That's okay. Don't
ship.
worry. Ship.
And that's what we do here. We ship things.
Yeah, and of all places, I had just ridden through the graveyard on my bike, and I did a little video, which I put on my music page, and then I'm coming out, and here comes Mark walking. I'm taking a picture of the late Sir Peter Anderson's grave, which is a conch shell.
Yes.
I just finished taking a picture, and here comes Mark walking down the street with his bike up on one wheel. The front wheel is
shredded.
It's shredded. I mean, there's the tires off the wheel. He's got the thing standing
sweating like a
vertically up.
madman.
So we stopped.
Otherwise, he might have run you over with it if it had still been working.
Well, yeah, it was a really nice meeting. It was like good
Just
to see each
kidding.
other. So,
Yeah. And then you told me the story, and I was like, God damn it. Oh, can I say that on the radio?
Well, I'll
anyway.
bleep out what happened.
Fiddlesticks.
Okay.
Fiddlesticks. Son of a sea cook.
Poo. Yeah, come
of
up.
a sea cook.
Son of a sea cook.
Son of a sea cook.
There's a friend of mine says, son of a motherless goat.
But the nice thing is that they're gonna Dave Senior. You could elaborate more on this. They're going to come back in a couple of weeks, hopefully, and we want to have Dave on the event.
Well, I drank so much beer, I'm not...
Oh, jeez.
It's all very cloudy.
No,
It's very cloudy. It's kind of like this
we have
beer.
discussed having an event. We didn't really lay any concrete plans.
Yeah, well, when I was talking to him, it sounded like he was, he was like, 85, 90% there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They want to have an event here, and it would be fabulous to have an event here with these people because and it was just Dave Senior and myself and Danny. Every single beer that they pulled out was stellar.
Yeah, I liked every one.
It really
of them.
was. And
I was impressed by every one of them.
I've had a lot of their beers now. In the last probably few months, I've had some. The first time I had their beer was contraband down here. It was smuggled down.
Okay.
Over the bridge, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Did we say what the name of the brewery is? By
Yeah,
the way?
MIA.
Where is that? MIA?
We did mention that.
As in, like, missing in action.
Yes.
We'll get into that also because it's a funny story about how that came about. But go ahead, Mark. Finish.
Over the last year, I've really I've never had a bad beer that these guys have done. I've liked every one of them, even the ones I normally don't like.
Yep.
And
we'll get into that later.
Yeah, it was funny because when I came in, Dave said, "I'm so glad you're here," because he goes, I think every single one of these beers is absolutely fantastic. I'm ready to order them all. I need someone to like put me on terra firma. And I tasted them all, and I said, Dave, I'm right there with you. Let's get them all. Yeah.
Now Luis, who is the what's
Luis is their salesman. He's in sales.
he said they're
He's gonna be a
very
rep.
traditional in their brewing methods.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and that
Yeah.
seems to hold true because everything I tasted seemed to be exactly like what
Yeah.
I would expect that type of beer to be.
Much like North Coast, they really bring forward the kind of very, like, the Pilsner and the Scrimshaw Pils, which is from North
Yeah.
Coast.
Mhm.
Shit. The North Coast Pilsner, the Scrimshaw Pilsner, it's a perfect example of an American Pilsner style. Boom. Boom.
Yeah.
And MIA
An excellent-
does that as well. I mean,
Yeah.
like, boom.
Yeah, they had one of the beers that they had down here, and I was thinking we had one to sample. Unfortunately, we don't. But one of the ones that we sampled yesterday was their Pilsner, and their Pilsner was fabulous.
Oh, yeah, it's spot on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'd put it right on par with Scrimshaw, and I have a very high opinion of Scrimshaw.
Yes, I know you do.
Yeah.
Matter of
You
fact,
drink a
that's the
tremendous
first
amount.
thing we did when he came. I said, "Okay, pour me a Scrimshaw, and let's taste them side by side." And I like both of them, actually.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, right. It's absolutely. Well, that's
Right,
a great
so,
beer too.
Well, the first one's an interesting beer, and it's really got a funny twist. The name of this beer is we're going to call it right now the 305. They call it a 305 lager, and as soon as Luis told me about this, he said it's called 305 lager, but it's a Kolsch. We're going to be changing the name, so they're going to keep the 305. And just so everybody out there in Radio Land knows, 305 is the area code of one of the area codes of Miami and the Keys. They up in Miami, they have another one, 786, but 305 has been the one. When I first moved to Florida 100 years ago, 305 was the area code that went from Key West to West Palm Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, way back when. But that's the area code now of it. It always has been Miami, and it's also the only area code that we have here in the Keys. But that's what they call it, 305. And it's a Kolsch, and I'm about to taste my first taste tonight of it. I had it last night. It was great.
Cheers. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Luis mentioned that, like you said, that they were going to change the name to Kolsch from the lager. I've heard that from two other beer companies, and I think what I'm getting out of it is if they said Kolsch, no one understood what it was, and I think now a year or two has passed after they've named their beer something else, and Kolsch is becoming a household name.
Yeah.
That it wasn't
Yeah,
a
lot
year
more
ago.
familiar.
Again, just to reiterate, the Kolsch style, traditionally, like champagne, in a sense, comes from the Cologne region in Germany. And again, this is a Kolsch style, not a Kolsch.
Right.
Yeah, they
So
have
a champagne style.
Yeah, technically,
not- Yes.
if you produce a Kolsch, you have to be within the city limits, which I think is something to the tune of 20 kilometers
around
Cologne.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be able to legally call.
I think
that.
it's actually 20 kilometers around the church.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because that's a famous church in
it's
Cologne.
the
Yeah.
Dom.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like it's the one they didn't blow up in the Second World War.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah,
Kolsch Church?
Well, they
No,
say
it's
yeah.
it's
St. Stephen's
not-
or something
yeah.
like that.
Oh, well, if it was Kolsch Church, I would have went.
Well,
Let us go and worship at the Kolsch Church today
Church.
Yes, please.
with a nice lager.
So,
Do
so
you get a full pint when you walk in the door?
Yeah.
That's all I want to know.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Amen, brother.
Amen. Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
so it's kind of a shame they had to
Cheers
call
to
it
the
something
Sriracha.
else in the beginning
Yeah,
because they didn't think people would understand. But it's great that they're calling it what it is now,
Yeah.
rather than trying
Yeah.
to hide behind something else. And,
Well, they
I
say
think that's a
they're
really
using
interesting
the-
point you brought up. Yeah, Dave.
Yeah. They're using the yeast from Cologne.
Yeah. The Kolsch style hybrid ale using yeast from Cologne, Germany.
We
The
typed this out.
The Sriracha Ace is the only hops used, producing a lemon and herbal flavors and aroma. Sriracha Ace is one of my particularly favorite hops, and it is found in one of my particularly favorite
Mine
beers.
too.
What?
Um,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it?
It's actually called Sriracha Ace.
Sriracha.
It's,
that's what. Yeah.
It's from Brooklyn Brewery, and
Okay.
I just told this. I've told this story
That's
before
what
on the
threw me.
radio
I'm
show
like, I
here.
thought that was just the name of a beer. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
We were just like spent like an hour talking about this damn beer.
I didn't
like,
know. Yeah, I didn't know that was a hop. I just thought that was just the name of the beer,
Yeah.
and I thought it had some kind of special meaning. I never looked into it.
I don't know if we can even name tonight, considering we're doing MIA.
Well, no,
Try it in the back.
mention
Brooklyn
it,
Brewery.
yeah.
I mean,
Brooklyn
you know,
Brewery.
I mean,
It's okay.
the Sriracha Ace from Brooklyn
Look at
Brewery
his
it's a
fingers,
fantastic
yes.
bottle of beer.
Yeah,
And
I've
I'm
actually
also known for
tried that,
buying,
yeah.
out the porch for the rest of them that I
Yeah.
have one night.
Yeah, there was a particularly funny evening where Diamond Dave, who was it? What was the band?
It was MC Couscous.
Was it MC Couscous
Yeah,
or
it's right
wasn't like Happy Dog or something like that?
Oh no, you're right. It was Happy Dog.
Yeah, it was Happy Dog.
It was Happy
And
Dog.
For people who don't know, Happy Dog is like a Grateful Dead type of.
My
jammy
kind of music.
Yeah,
it's
it's a
jammy.
great
My
jam
kind
band.
of
You know, they're a really good. A lot
And
of
I
people
happen
love
to be
them.
having a good time. that
Dave,
night.
Diamond Dave here was having a particularly good evening, if you will. Let's put air quotes on the good.
And a cough.
And he basically bought 3 bottles of the Sriracha Ace from Brooklyn and was kind of passing it around, if you will.
Literally, I was taking glasses out to everybody in the crowd and telling everybody they should drink this beer. It's good.
Yeah. So Dave loves that beer.
Dave's-
I
Dave-
love that beer.
I
And
had a
Dave
really
loves
good
the
paycheck
Sriracha
that
Ace
week, and,
hop, obviously, and Dave's a big hop fan, so
Yeah.
that says a lot right there.
And I have to say that my beer of this 305 lager with the quotation marks, cold style with the Sriracha Ace hops. I've already drank mine, and it was gone way before you guys were.
I take it that means you liked it.
A little bit, just a little.
I like this beer.
Oh yes,
too.
this is
Oh,
a
yeah.
really good beer.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is a really nice beer. Perfect beer for this time of year. We're recording this, of course.
Thank you, dear.
Today's we're in the. I guess we just crested. We're just into the second week of June. I think this is a perfect beer for this climate.
Oh, yeah.
It's fabulous.
I
It's
agree.
fabulous. Beautifully balanced. Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
It has a very unique crispness to it, which is, unique in the sense that, like, it's very Kolshy.
Yeah.
It's, that crisp Kolsch flavor. Mm-hmm. And so we're drinking it out of a growler. I bet you this would be a little bit more effervescent straight out of the tap.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. I mean, again, Kolsch style with that kind of, like, the crystalline champagne bubbles.
Louis said you would say that.
Did he? Well, he knows me well.
And he doesn't even know you. Or did it? Does he know? Does he know?
No.
No, we don't know
He
each other. I
said-
don't-
He said exactly what Mark said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
By the way, sorry I didn't rate you over a 3.25, but it's very rare that I rate anything over a 3.5.
What's a three? What's a rate? What are these numbers you're throwing? I don't know what the heck you're
because
talking
I
about.
rate beers on Untapped.
We
Oh, I don't know.
we give our own opinions
No, I just don't know
on
how
this
that, what
on this
that
app.
3.5. Is it out of 100?
It's
You've
out
only
of 4.
It's out of
It's out of
5,
4.
actually.
Out of
Oh,
5.
out of 4. No, that's
I thought
okay.
it was out of 4.
Is it out of 4?
I think it's
Wait.
out of 4.
Out of 4. A 3.5 out of 4.
If
That's
it's out
damn
of
good.
5, then I've been rating beers pretty low.
I thought you could go up to
I'm
5.
pretty
but
sure it's out of 4.
okay.
Oh, that's a high
Pretty
rating.
sure
then.
it's out of 4.
Yeah, it's a
It's
pretty
called
rare-
Untapped. Drink socially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's got 5.
And for those of
things
you who
there.
don't know Untapped, you should get on there. You can follow most of us on there, except for QS Chris Ream, obviously.
Well, I'm also not on there. I'm also not on there because when I'm drinking, I am drinking.
You're a professional.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Well,
go
I cannot
so am I.
up
multitask.
to 5
here's-
stars.
is it up to 5?
You can go up to 5. Yeah.
Oh, I have been
Oh,
rating
now.
pretty low.
All right. Re-rate it now. Now that you can go to 5.
Now
I can
he's
do
gonna
that
have to go
next
back
time
and
I drink
re-rate
it. So when
everything.
they want to bring me some more back down, I may rate it higher.
All right, so this is a 4.5 here on the ABV on this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
very-
it drinks like a low 4. I think. I mean,
It's something you could just like sit around
5.4.
in a place
Sorry,
like the
5.4 dyslexia.
It's what?
5.4.
5.4. Oh, okay. All right.
So,
it drinks like a low 5.
well, I mean, it drinks like a low 4. I think. I mean, it's like definitely something you could powerhouse.
You could be putting this away on a hot afternoon, sitting
Oh,
out
yeah.
here on the porch, on the veranda of the Cork and Stogie.
Yeah, the veranda.
The veranda. You could be out here on
Everyone
the.
likes the veranda.
It now has a new name.
Oh, boy.
On the veranda.
Out on the veranda.
Would you like to take a gander at my veranda?
Out on the veranda,
Gander at
enjoying
my veranda?
the trade winds blowing by.
Oh, yes.
You know, with the trade winds.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
That
perfect,
is
yeah.
what that is.